morning and welcome everyone to episode 263 of the Dream Wager, Saturday, April the 22nd, 2023. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me, our NBA guru, partner in crime, Elvis Acosta. How the hell you doing, kid?
I finally feel like I'm well rested, Dill. Let's just,
Yeah?
your boy's been tired since he got back. Haven't really got a good night's sleep. Last night was actually my first good night of sleep, so I'm ready for some action.
Work has been the blow, huh? Coming back to reality.
Coming back to reality is not it. I
Yeah.
was living really lavish. Everything was great. Now, back to reality. Guess what, people? Reality sucks.
Yeah. One good thing is though, you can finally have a book to bet on. We'll get into that. We got some plays for you today. NBA, MLB, football. We got XFL last week in the XFL before the playoffs. USFL week 2. So we got a lot to get into. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about the weekend real quick. NBA playoffs. They've been great so far. Knicks, great win at home. They blew them out by 20 after losing by 17 on the road. They take a 2-1 lead. J. Cole was there. Spike was there. You had the crowd out at the Mecca. What'd you think of the Knicks' performance winning by 20?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I was shocked by it. The fact that he was able to hold the Cleveland Cavaliers to 79 points is pretty great. To be honest, they have so much firepower they have on the offensive end, and the fact that mind you, this was the first team all NBA season long to be
Yeah.
held under 80.
Yeah.
So the fact that this is the first time it happened all year, and the fact that it was Tom Thibodeau's defense to do it, credit to him, and so credit to the Knicks for holding not just a team but the Cleveland Cavaliers to under 80 points. I think that's accomplishments on his own. Your boy, you was talking spicy about.
I was just gonna say he finally
Dale, you
showed
can
up.
finally relax and say finally. He
Yeah.
might only have gave you one game, but Dale, you needed that game. So shout out to RJ. Finally woke up a little bit. Let's see if he can, do that moving forward, Dale. I don't think so, but let's see.
Yeah. We're leading the series 2-1. Quick turnaround. Sunday, 1 o'clock on ABC at the Garden. 1-1 between the Bucks and the Heat. Giannis still hasn't played. Going back to Miami now. Are you worried or you think the Bucks got it still?
Dale, like I said last show, I'm not worried one bit. If Giannis doesn't play this series, I still think the Bucks win it in 6. And, if Giannis plays, they win it in 5. That's the only difference, Dale.
Yeah.
We saw how dominant the Bucks looked without them, without Giannis. Arguably the best player in the world. And look, they beat them by 20. They had a 30-point lead.
Yeah.
So if I'm the coaching staff, if I'm the front office, I'm not rushing Giannis back until I say it's 2-2. If it's 2-2, then I'll be like, all right, let's get Giannis back. But if I don't go down 2-1 or they tie it, game 4, I'm not worried at all.
Yeah, I'm not either. And I worry about the Knicks, to be honest, because they got the Bucks next if they advance. But
If,
let's take care of the Cavs first. You guys, the Nets down 3-0. Got some, I think, a little life. Embiid is not out, sprained his knee. Let's talk about what happened. Why wasn't he thrown out and James Harden was?
this is my theory, though. Joel Embiid wasn't thrown out because it happened the first 3-4 minutes of the game. Yeah. So they're looking at it from production standpoint. Damn, are we really going to throw the best player on the court out the first 5-4 minutes of the game? So I think that call was like, all right, let's just give him a fragrant one. Maybe if it was the second quarter, third quarter, maybe just throw him out. But to start the game, you can't just throw out Embiid to start the game. Even though I do feel like his foul was more egregious than James Harden. To me, James Harden didn't deserve to get ejected. That was just a common foul, accidental contact. You think James Harden, he ain't Draymond Green. Not to throw Draymond under the bus, but James Harden's not known for hitting people in a private area. My man Draymond got like 3, 4, 5 bodies. So to me, the fact that it was accidental is not a common occurrence. He shouldn't get thrown out for that. It was clearly a makeup call by the refs and the NBA because they got it wrong. I understand you don't want to throw out arguably the best player on the court the first few minutes of the game, but when he does something like that, he deserves to get thrown out. I understand he probably would have given a better chance to win, this and that, yada, yada. But look, the wrong decision was made. And it sucks for James Harden because he was having such a tremendous game himself. He probably would have gave us a 30-piece. Joel Embiid didn't really have a great game. So to me, I still think 76ers possibly would have won the game because it was old James Harden and Tyrese Maxey in the second half anyway. Joel Embiid, we held him to what, 14, 16 points. So he wasn't really doing much damage. It's just the fact that the NBA, they got to, and the refs, they got to be more clear on things like this because they shouldn't, you know, uh, take somebody out of the game because something else happened earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid's foul was way more egregious than James Harden.
Yeah, Maxey, what a game. He showed out, man. I love that kid. I think he's a great player, and I got some plays on him a little later, but not to stick up for Embiid, but the guy was trying to disrespect him and step over him.
No. He disrespected, and then Claxton came back and dunked on him in the second half. It ain't nothing about disrespect. It's just the fact that you got to control your emotions, Dill.
Yeah.
I understand there's a cause. Nick Claxton caused it, but you made a decision to kick him up there.
Yeah, 100%. Yesterday, Celtics, they wind up losing by 8 on the road. Big game for Trae Young. Finally showed up, 32 points. They get the win at home. Any concern for the Celtics, or you still think they got it in the bag?
I still think they got it in the bag, Dill, but it's funny to me how I took Atlanta plus the points games 1 and 2 to get blown out. Then at home, I stay away from it. They win outright. So it's just funny how things work out, Dill. But, the Celtics, we've seen them be wishy-washy all year, Dill. We've seen them, beat teams by 20, 30 points, and then they'll lose a 20-point game to the Hornets, or the Magic. Remember, they lost 2 games to the Magic this year. So it's not shocking. It's just, can they just fluster it up and just be like, all right, let's take our show on the road. They should have swept them. Let's just be real. They should have swept them. And the fact that they didn't take care of business in 4 games, kind of concerning, but I'm not too worried about it. The fact that he was able to sweep the Nets last year and you're not able to sweep the Hawks, slight concerning, but I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Yeah, because I do think the Nets are better than the Hawks. One team that is going to get swept, the Timberwolves. I don't care if they're home, they're away. Another big win for the Nuggets last night. They win by 9 on the road. We see a sweep here, right?
Dude, I'm going to be honest. I give them a better shot. You know what?
Yeah, you can't even say it with confidence.
I can't say it with confidence, though, just because I don't know what I'm going to get for Karl-Anthony Towns. He finally goes over my point problem.
What's wrong with him? Why can't he shoot the ball?
You know what it is, though? I just feel like certain players only get up for certain teams and certain competition. Because when he played the Lakers in the play-in, he was unstoppable. He was playing like lights out. I guess the Joker put some fear in him that Anthony Davis doesn't. I'm not sure what it is, Dill, but if you were able to, give Anthony Davis buckets, you should be able to give Joker and company some buckets. And I don't understand why he has it. Hey, I'm going to smash his over point prop once again because I do expect him to be around 25, 30 points. He should be. Come on now. It's Joker guarding at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think I broke it. I think I cursed it. They won game 1, and I go, hey, they might give the Suns a little run for their money. Suns come back and win 2 in a row. Kawhi, he hasn't played in 2 games. Right knee strain or sprained knee, whatever the diagnosis is, but I think the Clippers are dead. If Kawhi can't come on the court, they don't stand a chance. So what'd you think of the Suns back-to-back wins?
Devin Booker is just special. We already know what KD is.
Balling.
Devin Booker, I think people need to start double teaming Devin Booker and just letting Kevin Durant beat you one-on-one. Because if you're going to let Devin Booker beat you one-on-one, you're going to lose. We've seen it 2 games in a row. Kevin Durant, he's not a ball hawk. He's not going to jock the ball. He's going to get his 15, 18 attempts, and that's it. That's all he wants. That's all he cares about. Getting 15 to 20 shots, and he's going to make, 10 to 12 of them all day. So I think Devin Booker is the head of the snake right now. I understand Kevin Durant's the best player on the court, but Devin Booker is the one doing the damage on both sides of the court.
It's like pick your choosing. Who are you going to double, KD or Devin Booker? Whoever it is, someone's going to give you buckets. D-Book's averaging 36 this series. He's just a walking bucket. So, I'm going to continue to smash his over. Another team, Warriors go back home. They finally get it in the win column, down 2-1, still home. Impressive performance. They win by, I think, over around 20 points. Without Draymond, you knew they were going to come out with some intensity. What'd you make of game 3?
Not shocked at all, though. I expected the Warriors. It was a do or die situation. I understand they weren't down 3-0, but if you lose this game, it's basically over, though, because you know they're not coming back from 3-0. It was a must-win situation. You know, I expected Steph Curry to do Steph Curry things. I expected Clay to do Clay Thompson thing. Andrew Wiggins finally looked like Andrew Wiggins. Hit a couple huge threes, especially in the first half, though. So I like what I saw. It's just could they carry that over into Game 4? You know, with Draymond being back, with the offense still flow the same.
Yeah.
We saw, you know, Jordan Poole in the starting lineup. Now he's gonna go back to the bench still. With that ruining it, even though he didn't have a huge game, I think he only gave you about 16 points. But we know if he catches fire, dude, he'll give you a 30 piece along with Steph. So it's just, you know, it's just gonna see. I just want to see if the offense is gonna flow the same because they look like a
Good.
championship team. You know, last night, well, the other night. It's just, will they be able to, you know, rile that up again with Draymond with his 30+ minutes?
Yeah, and I love to see Wiggins have a good game as well. 20 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, and he's guarding their best player. So you love to have him back. I do worry about the chemistry coming back with Draymond, but he's that glue. You know, he's that guy you kind of need in the lineup. And last series, we'll
Kind
talk
of
about.
need Bill, but they want to know without him. I
I
don't know.
know, I
They
know.
look better without him. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Nah, but you are right though. He's the enforcer. He's the heart and soul of the team. You can say he's the team leader. You know, Steph is the superstar, but Draymond, he's the voice in the locker room.
Every team, I think, I would argue, needs a Draymond Green. And then last series, Lakers, Grizzlies, Lakers back home. They winded up losing game 2, excuse me, in Memphis, 103-93. And I think Dylan Brooks, be careful what you wish for. I think he unleashed the beast, because even you never see this with LeBron. You know, he's very calm, cool. He has his emotions in check, and then he goes, "Hey, we're not talking anymore." Dylan Brooks saying he's old, he's washed up. Talk to me when he drops 40 on me. I'm going over his point prop. He's dropping 40 tonight on this guy. But what'd you make of the Grizzlies' impressive win?
You know, we've seen. I think their winning percentage. I think they're 32-15 without Ja in the last 2 seasons. So the record speaks for itself. You know, when you're 17 games above 500 without your best player on the floor, though, it speaks volumes. It speaks you're deep, you're well coached, and you know how to win under pressure without your best player. So, you know, as of right now, Ja is questionable. Right now, I heard reports saying it's hard for him to catch the ball. Like, that's what really hurts when they pass it to him and he tries to catch it. That's what really hurts the most still. Not just laying it up shooting, you know, because, you know, especially in the playoffs, those passes, they can't just be lobbed up.
Yeah.
You know, they gotta hit you in the chest. So still big question mark for tonight. I highly doubt he goes, just because why would he force it? We saw how well they played the other night without him. So if he's not 100%, don't force it, though. I like what I saw from Dylan Brooks and company. It was just an overall team win. Nobody really gave you, you know, a huge stat line. It's just everybody gave you a little sign. Even Luke Kennard off the bench gave you a little sign. Was Tillman went 12 for 13, 22 points on AD. Like, come on, AD. Come on. There's no way Tillman should outscore you. Like, who
AD
is
had a bad game.
AD, you shouldn't have another game like that in your career.
Yeah, especially in the playoffs.
Especially in the playoffs,
Yeah.
AD. You're a top 5 talent when you want to be.
That's the problem. Up and downs. But no, overall, great start to the playoffs. Hopefully this weekend it lives up to it. We got a lot of key matchups going down this weekend. We'll get to in a bit. But I don't know. You're not really on Twitter, but we had kind of a beef. I don't know if you heard, between Ryan Clark and Brady Quinn. Did you see that?
Brady Quinn? Why? Ryan Clark, I know he's on ESPN, so you gotta have hot takes. But what Brady Quinn doing?
Yeah. So apparently CJ Stroud, apparently his stock is rising from or dropping from 1 to 2. And Brady Quinn made the assessment that CJ Stroud, he never attended the Eli Manning or just the Manning camp in general. And he chose to do something else and work with his Ohio State teammates in his final season. And Brady Quinn basically said, he's not a kind of a leader, or it's not a characteristic, this, that, and the third. and Ryan Clark goes, this is an example of like Brady Quinn telling stories of zero value to diminish a man's character while validating his own. Instead of discussing film or speaking to coaches, an adult man stopped to gossip instead of analyzing. It's an immature evaluation of football integrity. And then Brady Quinn responds. He says something about doing your homework. He goes, I'm hoping you did your homework on your comments about Stetson Bennett this year. Still waiting on your cell, bub. Called him a bub. First of all, you don't bub anyone. I think that's one. You don't bub someone that could beat you up. That's what I would say. And then Ryan Clark, he's from Lafayette, Louisiana. You think he's not going to respond? He goes, follow me and now send it now, because on Twitter, if you don't follow, you can't send someone a direct message. Anyway, he goes, I just followed you to send it, and I ain't your bub, bruh. So just be clear about your tone before we speak. And then Brady Quinn goes, followed, bruh. Let's get real serious now. So we got like a bub and bruh off. It's crazy. What do you think about that? Who's right and who's wrong?
To be honest, though, they're both wrong. Because me personally, like you said, I don't be on Twitter. To me, two men arguing back and forth over a computer is just pointless.
About another man.
About another man. Like, come on now, you gotta do better. Lead by example. That's what your boy does. I don't go back and forth over the internet. That's just not me. Still, to me, Brady Quinn is tweaking a little bit just because he honestly said, just because he didn't attend the Peyton Manning, Eli Manning camp, he's not it. He got his priorities all crossed up just because he didn't attend the camp. First of all, Brady Quinn, was the camp free? Or you got to pay to go? Yeah. I promise you, if that camp ain't free, I'm not going. If I'm a top 5 pick and I got to pay to go train with I'm not paying nothing. I'm a top 5 pick. You should pay me.
Well, I think the camp they had a bunch of like D1 quarterbacks, and they were trying to help the younger kids develop, I think that's what it really was. But regardless, if he chose to go in his junior or senior year,
if I'm about to enter the NFL draft, why would I waste my time developing kids if I'm trying to better myself?
And my teammates. I have to go work on with my teammates. This was before the last year. This was before his last season.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to win a national championship. What are you talking about?
That's the thing. That's where I
understand if we're in, January, February, like, oh yeah, I'll do a camp for a few days. Yeah, it's not a big deal. But you over here, bro, I got priorities. I gotta do my team. I'm trying to win the national championship. And you over here want me to take a week of my time and just go develop some kids with Eli Manning and Peyton Manning? Nah, I'm straight. That's just my opinion personally, Dill. It shouldn't matter if he attended any camp or not.
I agree. I think it's kind of stupid, to be honest. And then Brady Quinn goes, oh, just come on. I'll gladly join your podcast to discuss. Let me know. Ryan Clark goes, I have zero need to join a podcast to refute this claim. As I suggested, I do my research. I wanted to know what happened before tweeting about it. The entire story was not shared on the podcast, left out important details that could have provided clarity. I've had conversations with CJ, and he's shown exemplary leadership ability. Former teammates, coaches, basically saying it's a you problem. You don't know what you're talking about. I've talked to CJ and his coaches. He is a great leader. So I love it. I don't think you could bub anyone. You don't bub another grown man.
I never heard that term, bub.
But it's kind of like, what's up, bub? It's kind of like passive. It's like passive aggressive, It's kind of like putting you down. But I think this is what if you got a beef with someone, come on the podcast. Let's discuss it like men. And then, oh, good talk, bub. They just said it like that. So I don't know. I thought it was hilarious. And this is not a guy. You remember Ryan Clark hitting?
Yeah.
You don't come across the middle. Ryan Clark is gonna hit you.
You gotta understand, these two played against each other. Remember, Brady Quinn was a Brown, so Ryan Clark probably has a pick from Brady Quinn or two.
And this was Brady Quinn, a number 1 overall pick.
I think he was a 17th overall pick.
First rounder, still.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous, I thought, and I just thought it was hilarious. I wanted to see what you thought about it. But let's get into these picks, Elvis. We got about 15, 16 games here on the diamond today. Let's go quickly through them. We'll start with the 1 o'clock game in the Bronx. New York Yankees taking on Toronto Blue Jays. New York Yankees minus 180 at home. Over under is at 7.5. If you like Toronto, it is at plus 152. Any play for you in this one?
Nah, Dill, you got Garrett Cole on the mound. He got a under 1 ERA, so you got to respect things like that. He's 4-0, under 1 ERA at home. It wouldn't be a smart decision to go against the Yankees today. Let's just be real. So that's my opinion on that.
Yeah.
Your boy been freezing cold in MLB, so I'm just whatever plays I give out, feel free to fade people.
Yeah, I got the Yankees a little earlier last night at minus 145. I took them. I think it's a nice bounce back spot. They got blown out yesterday. I think they come out aggressive in this one. So I did take the Yankees. I wouldn't take it now at minus 180 though. Next game, Minnesota Twins hosting the Washington Nationals. Twins minus 295 on the money line, minus 1.5, minus 135 with Pablo Lopez on the mound. Over under is at 7. You playing anything in this one, E?
Nah, Dill, but I'll lean the run line with the Twins, Dill. I think they do take care of business at home. You got Lopez on the mound. He's pretty good, Dill. It's just, to lay the run line, Dill, at minus 130, if it was probably like plus 105 or even like minus 105, minus 110, I would have said do it all day. But minus 130, it's a little chalky.
Yeah, Washington is a little pesky as well on the run line. They have covered quite a bit, so they're losing 1-run games. Yeah, nothing for me in this one. Let's go out to Chicago Cubs. By the way, did you see the almost perfect game yesterday and how it ended?
Yeah.
Oh my God, tell me, and I hate to put people under the bus, but I'm like a realist. Drew Smyly pitching a perfect game into the 8th inning, and then he gets a little dribbler on the third base line, and then his catcher goes and tackles him. Doesn't that remind you of Mikey Reyes and just something that he would do, Elvis?
Dill, to be honest, how could you honestly picture something like that happening on the final play of the final out? It's first of all, let's not bash Mikey.
But tell me that's not something that would happen.
That's something will happen. But let's give respect to my man Mikey. My man Mikey did the best he can. First of all, second of all, Dill, that's a heartbreaking. That's just a heartbreaking way to end a perfect game. First of all, if I'm the hitter, I'm not sprinting to first base off a fucking chop like that. Me personally, I'm not doing it, especially if he has a perfect game. If we're still in a hunt to win the game, by all means, I'm going. But the fact that he was, sprinting with that little ass thing just to break the perfect game, I would have walked to the dugout. I was like, you got it.
Yeah, no, it was just hilarious. And remember what happened with the championship game with you and Joey? You got ejected. Joey should have pulled everyone off the field. That's another one. But yeah, no. Chicago Cubs now hosting the LA Dodgers. Cubs home puppies plus 112. Dodgers minus 132. I got to take the Dodgers here after almost getting no hit or almost perfect game, to be honest. I think they got to come back. Dustin May, he's had a good year so far. Short line, minus 132. I'll take a shot at the Dodgers. I know they've been streaky to start the season, but I think this could be a nice bounce back spot for them. Do you have any play in this one?
I'll lean Dodgers as well, though. Even though they've been disappointing this season so far, at the end, Chicago is Chicago, Dill. So I'm going to lean the Dodgers. I'm not confident in the MLB play, so I'm going to just lean the Dodgers.
All right. Let's go out to Philadelphia. The Phillies are hosting the Colorado Rockies. Phillies minus 178 on the money line, minus 1.5. You can get plus money at plus 104. Over under is at 10.5. I took the under 10.5. I just think it's way too big. Game ended 3-2, 3-4 yesterday. So game went under the total. Colorado away from Coors Field, their bats just don't work. We like to fade them away, back them when they're at home, and I just think this is a good spot to fade them. So Philly should win this game and stay under the total. That's how I'm going to play this game. How about you?
I'll be honest, I'm gonna go with you, dude. I'm gonna lean the under as well, dude. I just think 10.5 for these two teams are just it's a little too rich, especially in that ballpark. I expect it to be a little windy. It's a pitcher's park, though. It's a big park to put a lot of runs. Unless they start hitting in the gaps, which I doubt, because both of these offensive ain't flowing. I'm gonna lean the under as well, though.
All right, let's get to the next game. Out in the Bay Area, San Francisco Giants hosting the New York Mets. Giants minus 126 favorites. Mets plus 108 on the money line. Over under is at 8.5. Another under. I just think we're gonna go under again. Mets are really an under team in general. They won the first two games. Both games went under. San Francisco wasn't able to score a single run. Mets have a good bullpen as well. I know Logan Webb, he's pitching, so I think that's why they are favored. He's a good pitcher, but to be honest, I just don't trust their bats right now. So under 8.5 is another play for me. How about you?
I'll lean the Mets on the money line, dude. I think y'all be able to sneak out another one on the road. I don't know. Y'all probably just like playing in San Francisco. Who knows? Y'all probably enjoy the weather. I think at plus 105, I think it's great value for the Mets. They're just a better team. I understand they're on the road. I understand Webb is on the mound, Dill. But y'all just a better team. Give me a little sprinkle on the Mets money line, 105.
Love it. Let's go out to Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay Rays are hosting the Chicago White Sox. Rays minus 188 on the money line, plus 158 for the White Sox. Over under is at 7. Going to be a good pitching matchup. Shane McClanahan taking on Dylan Cease. The White Sox are on my do not bet list right now. I said I wouldn't bet them, but the value I'm getting with plus 158, it's still, I like Dylan Cease a lot, but Shane McClanahan and the Rays are just rolling right now. It's hard not to fade them. So I just honestly stayed away. If I did, gun to my head, I would take a lean with Chicago, but that's fucking scary. So yeah, no real official play for me. How about you?
Dill, to be honest, McConnell on the mound, Dill, gotta lean with Tampa on the run line at plus 120. I'm gonna lean it. I'm not saying go to the window with it, but to be honest, you got Tampa, the best team in baseball, at home against the White Sox. Run line at plus 120, though, is tempting. It's tempting. Anybody, whoever has a free bet, on your betting app, put it on the run line right there.
Let's go. Let's go out to Cleveland. Guardians hosting the Miami Marlins. Guardians minus 132 on the money line. Marlins plus 112 the other way. Over under is at 7. I think this is the second game of the doubleheader, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's another one, but maybe they got pushed a little later. But anyway, how you playing this one? I have no official play for this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean the over. Over 7 at minus 120. I think they'll be able to score some runs. Maybe get to 8, maybe 9. I think Cleveland could definitely put up 5. So I'll lean the over, though.
All right, let's go out to Pittsburgh Pirates hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Pirates minus 148 with Rich Hill on the mound, plus 126 the other way for the Reds. Over under is set at 9. Pirates, they're a very fun, interesting team. They're hitting the hell out of the ball. Pitching, I don't know how they're going to last, but I would lean with the Pirates here on the money line. I just think they're the better team. Cincinnati, they're struggling to score some runs right now, so I would lean Pirates here.
Yo, my boy Rich Hill on the mound. I gotta lean every time my boy Rich Hill on the mound with that 70-mile-per-hour curveball. So gotta lean him with the Pirates. So surprising the Pirates, like you said, shocking the world. Who would have thought? I haven't seen the Pirates be this good since my man McCutchen and AJ Burnett was on the team. Let's just be real. So
he's back on the team. I think he's giving them a little life too.
Yeah.
Let's go out to Texas. Another surprising team, I would say. The Rangers hosting the Oakland Athletics. Athletics, they're moving to Vegas. What do you know?
Everybody's going to Vegas.
Everyone's so mad and upset. But to be honest, between me and you,
between me and you, there's only like 80 people that go to the games anyway.
Yeah, they have the lowest attendance rate. It's 11,000 people that show up.
What y'all crying for? Show up to the game. I bet you it was 40,000 average. Y'all wouldn't be going nowhere. What's 11,000 gonna do? If I was the owner, I would shut it down. Y'all could just watch it on TV.
I just don't like how they did it. They kind of tanked their way, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Oakland wasn't giving them a new stadium, and Vegas bought land outside the strip, and they're giving them $150 million new stadium. So hey, credit to them. They're going. And to be honest, Oakland, a drive to Vegas ain't the farthest, is it?
It's Oakland, California, and then you gotta go to Vegas. I'm a estimated around 5-7 hours.
Ain't that bad.
Ain't that bad. You leave at 6 in the morning. You leave at 4 or 5 in the morning. You make it a game time.
Yeah. Rangers minus 230, huge on the money line. Obviously, they're gonna just continue to fade the Oakland Athletics. Minus 1.5 is at minus 113. Oakland finally got a win last night. Don't know how they're gonna do it again. I'm gonna take the Rangers on the run line. How about you?
Dill, I'm staying away from it. Like you said, you gotta lean with the Rangers on the run line, Dill, because Oakland, they probably won't win another game for the rest of the month. Let's just be real.
It's an 8-hour drive from Oakland to Vegas.
Hey, see, I was close with that 5 to 7. I'll
Man,
make it in 7.
it don't even look like it's 8 hours.
Nah, Dill, California is fucking huge, bro.
So I'm looking at the map. You got to go all the way, not all the way down, but you got to go down to like by Bakersfield, and then you got to cut across the state, and then it's right there. But
remember, Nevada is just
Yeah.
all land, desert.
Desert, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a strip. That's all you really got there.
Trust me, I've been there. It's just a strip, bro.
You
And all
gotta
these
love
other
it.
towns in Vegas are just, look like a movie.
Let's go out to the DMV. Baltimore Orioles hosting the Detroit Tigers. Orioles minus 178 on the money line, plus 150 for the Tigers. Over under is at 8.5. How do you like this one?
Dill, staying away from it as well, but to be honest, you got to lean Baltimore on the run line at plus 115. I will say on the money line, if anything, if you like them on the money line, do it on a parlay, 178, a little too rich for me, but I'm going to lean them on the run line, Dill, plus 115.
All right, let's get on over to your Boston Red Sox on the road. Hey, you guys got finally above 500, 11 and 10 now.
Yo, watch it with the disrespect when you say finally. We was gonna.
It's like the Bub comment. It's
Dill,
like Bub.
What I told you, over 70.5, and then 80 plus wins at plus money. I'm telling you, when I'm
I've been cashing on Rafael Devers. He's been raking, and Alex Verdugo as well.
Your boy came back yesterday. How you feel about that?
Who?
You know who?
No,
Best shortstop in the world.
Yeah. Minus 130 for the Brewers. Plus 110 for the Boston Red Sox. Over unders at 8.5. Are you taking the Red Sox here plus money?
Dill, guess what? Give me the Milwaukee Brewers minus 130 on the money line.
Wow.
Official play here. You know why? One, because I'm so bad in baseball plays. The Red Sox might win. And if they don't, Dill, guess what? Your boy wins a little sunshine. So I'm going to take the Milwaukee Brewers at minus 130 on the money line, Dill. Official play. Wow. You heard it first. We won yesterday. We're like the Atlanta Hawks of the MLB. We're gonna win one, lose one. Out of 10 games, we're gonna go 5-5. That's us. We're gonna win 80 games, Joe. 81.
Let's go out to Atlanta. The Braves minus 104. A little short home puppy here against the Houston Astros. Astros minus 112. Short favorite on the road. Over under is at 8.5. I like the Astros here. I think they get it done. They have the better lineup, in my opinion. Yordan Alvarez hit a ball that's probably still fucking going right now. Kyle Wright, I don't really trust him against this lineup of the Astros. So getting the short price, minus 112 with the Astros, I'll take that any day. So I'm going to roll with the Astros here. How about you?
Dill, I fuck with Valdez on the mound, Dill. But to be honest, I think I'm going to fade you, Dill. You meet the Atlanta Braves on the money line at minus 104. Official play here. I might regret it later, but I'm going official on this one, Dill. I just think Atlanta's just a better team as of right now.
All right, let's got 3 games left. Arizona Diamondbacks hosting the San Diego Padres. Padres road favorites minus 142, plus 125 for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Over under is at 9.5. Give me the home puppy, the Merrill Kelly and the Snakes. I think Merrill Kelly's way better than Joe Musgrove, to be honest. I think the bats have been better. And Arizona's been another surprising team. First in the NL West, they're 5-3 against the Dodgers and the Padres. They're playing well. They're pitching well. I don't know how long their bats are going to last, but at home, plus 120, they should not be this big of a dog. So give me the Snakes here at home. What do you got?
Dill, Give me the San Diego Padres on the money line, minus 140, Dill. Tatis is back, and he's not even the
He
reason.
went 0 for 5. He's garbage.
I know, Dill. He's not even the reason. You know, I told you I like this team in the beginning of the season without him. My boy Xander, he's doing his thing. Machado, he's doing his thing. My boy Juan, he's doing his thing, Dill. But to be honest, give me the Padres on the money line.
Shout out Joe in the chat. He's also high on the D-backs this year as well. Machado, X gonna give it to Xander's. He's a beast. I fucking love Xander Bogaerts. But you know who's not off to a great start? Juan Soto. Yeah, he draws a lot of walks, but just something hasn't been right. Even his last season with the Nationals just wasn't right. See, even your dogs agree. They're barking with me. Let's take the dog in this one. Let's go out to Anaheim. Los Angeles Angels taking on the Kansas City Royals. Angels minus 178 at home, plus 150 for your boy Zach Greinke on the road. Over under at 9.5. I think you gotta Greinke on the road. You just gotta fade. I know he's a legend and he's been in the game forever, but this team is not good at all, Kansas City. So gonna fade them, and I'll take the Angels on the run line plus 106. How about you?
I'll lean the under 9.5, though. Let's just be honest. The Angels, we already know what to expect from Kansas City. And then the Angels, are they going to be able to even hit my boy Zach Greinke? I don't expect Zach Greinke to walk out with a victory, but are they going to lay 4 on him? I don't think so, Dill. So I'm going to lean the under 9.5.
All right. And then last game on the board, Seattle Mariners taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis plus 140 on the road. Seattle minus 166 at home. Over under is at 7.5. Kind of would lean the Seattle Mariners on the first 5. I don't want to lay the whole thing. So you could get the first 5 minus a half at minus 118. I like that. Luis Castillo's been fucking lights out. St. Louis kind of slow out of the gate. And Miles Mikolas, he's been getting rocks. So I kind of like the Seattle first 5 here at home. How about you?
I'm going to stay away from it, Dill. Just know, if Seattle ever goes above 500, you're going to hear me say finally.
All right. Before we get to the NBA playoffs and our plays, let me tell you guys about our sponsor, Viva Tequila Seltzer. We're presented by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor our tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or an elderberry a Saturday watching UFC Vegas 71. It doesn't matter. Our flavors pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, Elvis, let's get into it. We got NBA playoffs. We talked about it. First game on the slate today, Brooklyn Nets, home game, do or die, down 3-0, +2 without Embiid, still underdogs. You could get minus 120 with the 76ers on the money line. Over under is at 208.5. 1, I am surprised you haven't attended a game. And 2, who do you like?
Dill, first of all, like I said, your boy just came back from DR Sunday.
Oh, you got money. I'm not trying to hear that.
I haven't been. First of all, I've been real tired. I would have loved to attend the game, but to be honest, I can't just go out there and see us lose like that. So that's one thing. And to be honest, Dill, today is the day. No Joel Embiid, James Harden. I expect James Harden to have a huge day. Not for nothing. I expect Tyrese Maxey to have a huge day. But anybody else, they're going to go under. Tobias Harris, I don't expect him to have a huge game. He's more of a home player to go off, Dill. Give me the Nets on the money line, Dill. I think Malik Bridges, I think Seth. Joe Harris used to finally make some threes. If he makes 2 threes, he might win by double digits, Dill. So we just need the supporting cast to come along. I love the fact that Cam Thomas finally got some minutes in Game 3. I hope his minutes shoot up just a little more, Dill, because we need points. And he's just a true bucket. He's gonna get, if we give him 25 minutes, he's gonna give us 20 points. So I just hope that we go a little deeper on the bench. Cam Johnson's been amazing. Malik Bridges has been amazing. I just need more of the supporting cast to come around, though. And I think Cam Thomas should get more minutes instead of somebody like Finney Smith. I know he's doing work on the defensive side of the ball, Dill, but offensively he can't hit. He can't hit water coming off of a sinking ship. So I just need some of these role players to knock down shots. Though we saw a little bit at home in the third quarter of Game 3, but in the fourth quarter we just went cold and had horrendous turnovers. Still.
Yeah, we mentioned it. I don't side. You gotta take a chance with Brooklyn. I agree on that. It's do or die. You can't get swept at home. We mentioned it. Maxey. I'm going to go over 27.5 points and assists. You mentioned it. Embiid is out for Game 4. I think he could shine in this game. He averaged 28.9, basically 29 points and 5 assists per game without Embiid on this season. He's gone over this number in 5 of 7 games without Embiid and with Harden. So I'm going to go over 27.5 points and assists for Tyrese Maxey. And I'm also going to go over 3.5 assists for him. He's hit this in 85% of the games without Embiid in the last 2 seasons, 5 of 7 this season without Embiid. So I think he could dish it out a little bit. Line seems small at 3.5. So I would even ladder it up to 4.5 for plus money.
It's probably at 3.5 just because most of it sits statistically go to Joel Embiid, because we already know James Harden is going to give you around 8 to 12 assists. Yeah. It's just Maxey. I like it as well. I think at 3.5, it's a little short deal, but maybe the reason it's that low is because most of them probably went to Joel Embiid and he's not going to be in the game.
100%.
That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah,
3.5. I don't want to say the L word because I know you got money on it. Yeah. But 3.5 is I might hit the 3. I might hit the 3.5.
I'm telling you, it just seems crazy. That was one of the first things that just popped out when I saw it. So, yeah, I'm gonna target Maxey today, and I'll be rooting for the Brooklyn Nets. I don't want to see them get swept. It's not good for basketball. Second game on the slate. Let's go out to Los Angeles Clippers hosting the Phoenix Suns. Right now, the Suns are -7.5 on the road. Over under is at 227. I think you just got to lay it with the Suns, to be honest. I don't see any life for the LA Clippers. I'm also going to take Devin Booker over 30.5 points. He's, like I said, he's averaging 36 in this series. They can't guard him. So I don't see any way the Clippers stop him. I think they go down 3-1. So I'm going to lay it with the Suns and take Devin Booker over 30.5 points. How about you?
Dill, I'm not going to lay it with the Suns just because I laid it in Game 3, Dill, but I'm going to go points, rebounds, assists over Russell Westbrook, Dill. I think he gives us around, I'm going to say 26, 10, and 7. So give me Russell Westbrook over points, rebounds, and assists, Dill. He's going to have to do it all. He's going to have to jack up at least 20, 25 shots. He's going to have to dish it down low to Zubac and company. And he's going to have to get offensive rebounds if they even want to be in contention of winning this game, though. So Russ, let's just say he has another off game like he did Game 1. The Clippers might get blown out by 20-plus points, though. It wouldn't shock me, especially at the level, like you said, Devin Booker's been playing at.
Let's go out some.
We already know what Kevin Durant's going to give us. That's not a question. He's going to give you around 25, 28 points. That's pencil that in. Is Booker going to give you 20 or is he going to give you 35 again? That's the
35.
Question.
Let's do it. Let's go out to Miami. Game 3, Miami +5 at home. Milwaukee -5 on the road. Over under is at 220.5. I was able to get the Bucks a day before. I got them at -4.5. It opened at 2.5. That's just disrespectful. I don't care if Giannis was playing or not. You gotta lay it with the Bucks here. I laid it -4.5 for the Bucks. I still like it at 5. When it gets to 6, that's where I'm kind of iffy. But yeah, I think the Bucks come out here and they win.
Still, give me the Bucks minus the points, Dill. I took the Bucks on the money line as well, Dill, -200. But to be honest, you got to lay the 5 on the road, Dill, just because we saw the dominant performance we saw without Giannis. And if Giannis plays tonight, I think the line could jump up to probably 8-9 points, Dill. I think he won't play tonight. We just saw the firepower. We saw how deep this team was, and to be honest, Dill, I think we saw Miami's best game of they're capable of playing Game 1. Like I said on, I think it was last show, Miami averages 108 points a game in the season, shoots around like 30%, 31% from three. Game one, they shot over 40. They scored 115 plus. So I just feel like we saw the best of this Miami team in game one, though. We're not going to see them able to duplicate that in Miami. Maybe for a half, you know, maybe for a couple quarters, but for a whole game, though, I think the Bucks win in five.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they could sustain the level of play they've been playing at right now. Let's go out to Los Angeles. They both have home games, don't they? Today. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, Los Angeles home against Memphis Grizzlies -4 for the LA Clippers, over under at 221. I laid it -4 with the Lakers, and I also took LeBron over his points. He's getting 40 points on Dylan Brooks. I don't care tonight. So be careful what you wish for, Dylan Brooks, because it's not going to be good for you tonight. I think Lakers win big.
They'll give me LeBron over 20 and a half, and then give me Anthony Davis over 23 and a half points as well. I just feel like Anthony Davis not just owes his team a performance, but I think he owes himself a performance after a lackluster game two in Memphis, back at home. Remember, this dude averaged 30 points a game against his Memphis team against the regular season. Games one and two, he's giving you around 18. I expect him to come out, give you a nice 30, 35-point game, possibly another 12 rebounds. If anything, do Anthony Davis, double-double, and Lakers to win at plus money.
Love it. 4 games on Sunday slate. We got lines up, so we'll rattle through them real quick. 1 o'clock, like I said, quick turnaround for the New York Knicks at home, laying 2.5, same line as last night. Over unders at 205. I took the Knicks minus 2.5. I took them on the money line -135. I just can't get the performance out of my head. They just missed every shot. Cleveland, don't expect them to be that bad, but playing at the Mecca, it's the environment. Donovan Mitchell hasn't had a really good series outside of game one. I think they lock him up. Jalen Brunson has just been everything we could ask for. So I think he has another big game. Hopefully, if RJ Barrett could give you another game like last night, I think there's no way we lose this game. So gonna roll with my Knicks. Big game here. It'd be big to win, go up 3-1 going back to Cleveland. So what do you got?
Still, give me the Cavs plus 2.5. And I'm be honest, I got to figure something on the money line, Dill. You know, both tells, I just feel like Cleveland's going to come out with some sense of urgency. Maybe they're a little, distraught, maybe a little starstruck from, being an MSG. Did they wake up game 4? And, I think they make it 1, they sneak out a victory. 2, they lose a very, very close one, though. But I think they tie it up and go back to Cleveland 2-2.
All right, let's go out to Golden State. Warriors laying 7.5. It went up last game. They were laying 6.5. Went up to 7.5. Now Sacramento plus 7.5 on the road. Over unders at 238. I just gotta lay it again. I'm gonna lay it with the Warriors 7.5. They're just a much better team at home than they are on the road. Think they go back to Sacramento 2-2. What do you got?
Still, I know you're not gonna agree, but give me the Kings plus 7.5 on the road, Dill. I just expect them to play much better. I expect the Warriors not to flow as great offensively with Draymond on the court, Dill. I know he's the playmaker. I know he's basically their point forward. But what we saw the other night in Golden State was just special, Steph just shooting threes, Clay's just shooting three, Andrew Wiggins giving you 20 points as well. Overall, that looked like a championship team deal. I just feel like the Kings, they were a little overwhelmed. First road game, and that crowd, the Chase Center, it's not Oracle, it's the Chase Center. It gets loud in there, though. So I think they were just a little distraught from that. I think they bounced back in game 4, and I think you got to sprinkle something on the money line as well, Dill. But I'm playing it safe at plus 7.5. Like Cleveland, I think they either lose a close one, if not, they sneak out a victory.
All right. Atlanta plus 6 at home against the Celtics. Celtics laying 6 on the road, over under 232. Can the Hawks tie it up 2-2 and going back to Boston?
I don't know, Dill. I'm staying away from this game. Trae Young and company had a tremendous game at home. Will they be able to follow that up again tomorrow? I don't know. Boston is just. It wouldn't shock me if Boston beats them by 25 tomorrow, but it wouldn't shock me if Boston loses by 10 tomorrow either. So I'm just gonna stay away. If anything, when Boston gets back to Boston, lay the whatever points there are, because they're just gonna dominate at home.
Yeah, I stayed away from this game as well. I couldn't get a good read on this whole series, to be honest. So just gonna stay away and just enjoy it. Honestly, I hope Boston loses. To be honest, that would be hilarious. And yeah, get your brooms out. Last game on Sunday, Denver Nuggets. I'll lay the 3. I'll keep it short and sweet. Minnesota, they have nothing. Karl Anthony Towns, he's lost his shot. I don't believe in Rudy Gobert. Kyle Anthony, he's not it. Who else do they have? Mike Conley actually has been all right.
Yeah, Mike Conley's been
Mike
good.
Conley has been all right. I
Anthony
like
Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. He's a young star. I think he'll
Yeah.
be really good for years to come. But besides that, they just don't have the pieces to compete with the Canadian Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. And I'm not even
Karl
talking
Anthony
about the.
Towns, I think he's a major piece, though. He's just underperforming. You know, we've seen him time and time again, you know, give you a 30-15 game against, you know, the Lakers.
But you can't count on that. He's so wishy-washy.
I know, Dill. I just feel like his motor doesn't go against certain teams.
Yeah, but I'm gonna lay the 3.5. I think it's a sweep. So what do you got in this game?
I ended up staying away from it, though. If anything, I'm going to lean, to be honest, Dill, I'm going to lean Minnesota on the money line, Dill. I think they sneak out one victory. To be honest, I just feel like Denver ain't good enough to sweep anybody. Like I just don't think they're good enough to sweep the Timberwolves. So I think they have one big, huge game at home. And, you know, I expect them to go out, you know, fighting, Dill. So if anything, I'm going to lean Timberwolves on the money line, game 4.
Elvis, good luck on the hardwood. How have you been in the playoffs so far? Good?
To be honest, I was real good before I went to DR. Ever since I was in DR and back, I lost it was 7 straight bets.
But it was DR.
It was DR. I was fucked up. I'm over here making bets at 4 a.m. drunk. So just so people could have them out the next day. And it didn't work out. So I apologize for that, people. I was looking back. I was like, damn, I lost 7 straight bets. And then I was looking at it. I was like, why did I do that? I was drunk.
You were drunk.
I apologize for that. Last 30 days are going to be one of the worst months of betting in basketball wise in a minute. So I apologize for that. I guarantee the month of May will be positive.
A lot of basketball left to turn things around. I'm positive you will do that. Let's get to the XFL. Let's get to the gridiron. This is week 10, last week before the playoffs. Got 4 games on the slate, 2 today and 2 on Sunday. We'll start with the Battlehawks in St. Louis hosting the Orlando Guardians. Battlehawks laying 9 at home. Over under is at 47. How are you going to play this one, E?
Dill, I ended up staying away from this game, Dill. To be honest, I'll lean Orlando +9. But to lay 9 with St. Louis Battlehawks, Dill, I'm not going to do it. I'm not that ballsy, especially my first week back. But I kind of want to lean Orlando +9, Dill, to be honest. But I'm going to stay away. I'm not going to be tempted to give out bad plays.
I'll do it for you. I'm laying the +9 with Orlando. They have nothing to play for. Literally, absolutely nothing. They've won 1 game this season, but they're gonna play spoilers this against St. Louis. Because St. Louis, they have a chance to make the playoffs, and if they lose, they're out. So I think Orlando, they spoil them. +9 is just too much points to lay, especially in the XFL where anything could literally happen. So give me the +9 with the Guardians. Let's go to the DC Defenders. They're on the road taking on San Antonio Brahmas. DC's laying 3.5 on the road. Over under is at 41.5. You backing the best team, DC, on the road?
Dill, give me DC on the money line, Dill. I know it's a little rich at -145. I'm not going to lay the 3 on the roll, Dill. I do expect them. I'll lean the -3, but to lay it, I'm not going to. I'm going to just play safe, taking on the money line at -145, Dill. Give me DC on the road.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over 41.5. I just think both teams, they're going to put up points. We know DC has a top 5 offense. San Antonio, they've been sneaky as well. So, they're 8-1 DC, and last time they played 28-26. So, we got the over there, and, I'm just going to continue to ride with the over. I think both teams, both defenses are liable to give up points as well. And, the DC's offense, they lead the league in rushing, 454 more yards than the next closest team. So I think both offenses will put up points. So I'm going to take the over in this game. Let's go out to Sunday. Arlington Renegades hosting the Houston Roughnecks. Close. It's a pick 'em right now. -1 short favor for Arlington, -115 on the money line, -105 for Houston, +1 for them on the spread. Over under is at 40.5. How you like this one, E?
So give me the Houston Roughnecks in the Battle of Texas, -105 on the money line. So if you want to lay the one, by all means. I mean, you want to take the +1 by all means, but I'm taking them straight up on the money line, Dill. I know the Roughnecks, they went that bad 3 week stretch, Dill, but it's still one of the, I still think they're top 2, top 3 team, and I expect them to take care of business against Arlington. So give me the Roughnecks on the road, but at home, but on the road.
Yeah, I took the under. I got it a little earlier in the week at 42. I see 41s out there, 41.5. I still like it. I would play that. I just think the Roughnecks, they ranked dead last in points, 137 this season. They got a new quarterback. He looked good. I think his name's like Luis Perez or something, but I just think he's not Houston, excuse me, Arlington. He got the new quarterback. They rank last in the offense, points scored at 137. And as much as I don't really like Houston and I kind of like to fade them, they do have a good defense. It's coached by Wade Phillips. They actually rank first in PFF with 87.2. They have a good pass rush. And these two teams, they combined when they played each other back in week 2 for 37 points. I think we see another low scoring game, nip and tuck down the field. Yeah, let's go under here. I like that. And I would lean with Arlington here at home, short home
That's
favorite.
crazy.
I don't like
you fading my Roughnecks. That ain't right.
Let's go out to Seattle. The Sea Dragons. I think they have the best name. I'm just putting it out there. Sea Dragons -8.5 at home against Vegas. Vegas is on my do not bet list. They fucked me twice back-to-back weeks. Over under is at 47.5. I'll lead this one off. I'm going to lay it with the Sea Dragons -8. I also like the over 47.5. Like I said, Vegas is they're on my do not bet list right now. And I just think the offenses for both teams, they could put up points. Seattle, they scored 30 on the road against a tough opponent last week. I like AJ McCarron. I think he's great. Over 600 yards, 2,302 yards this season. And, they got on the other side, Ben DiNucci, Cowboy legend. He's second most points in the league with 224. Bad defense for Vegas. I just think we're going to see a shootout in this one. So they combined for 56 points last time these two teams play. Let's go over 47 as well. What do you got?
Dill, I end up staying away from this game, Dill. If anything, to be honest, I'll sprinkle something on the +8.5.
Oh, don't
Vipers. Dill, I think it's a touchdown game, Dill. It's a touchdown game, Dill. 8.5, the extra +1, extra 1.5 in my back pocket, Dill, is tempting. I'm not saying go with it now. I'm just saying I'm going to lean the +8.5 with the Vipers on the road, Dill. That's all.
Yeah, last time they played, Seattle only won by 4, 30-26, but we did see a lot of scoring in that game. But yeah, Elvis, good luck and hope. I can't wait to the playoffs. My sister actually went to a DC Defenders game last week where they had like the beer snake. Everyone was coming down with the beer snake. It was pretty cool. They play at a soccer field. They play at like DC United's field. So very interesting there. But before we get to the USFL, another football league going on, spring football, let me tell you guys about our another sponsored Prize Picks Daily Fantasy. All first-time users that deposit and use promo code the Dream Wager, will receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. You deposit 100, Prize Picks will give you 100. You deposit 50, Prize Picks will give you 50. It's easy. Entries could be made within 60 seconds or less. How do you do it? You pick 2 to 6 players. If they score more or less than their Prize Picks projection, could win up to 25% on your money entry. It's easy, safe, offers fast withdrawals as well. Loads to choose from. You got NBA playoffs, you got NHL playoffs, you got MLB, you got college right around, you got MMA. So loads to choose from. Get in on the action now. Download Prize Picks today. Play daily fantasy sports with us. Make sure you use promo code DreamWager when you sign up. All right, Elvis, let's get into it. You weren't here for week 1 of the USFL. I went 2-2. We split even 500, but let's get into it. We got some good games on the slate. Hopefully, you were able to watch some of it. We got 2 games today, 2 games on Sunday, just kind of like the XFL. We'll start in New Orleans, down in the Bayou. New Orleans Breakers laying 6.5 against the Houston Gobblers. Over under is at 41.5. How you gonna play this one?
Still, I'm first weekend, so you gotta start slow. Give me New Orleans on the money line, Dill. I'm not gonna lay the 6.5. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna go there just yet. But I expect New Orleans to, win this game. To be honest, am I gonna lay the minus 240? I'm not sure about that, but I'm gonna lean them on the money. I'm going with them on the money line. And if you could tease them down like you can, if you can, Dill, tease them down, New Orleans, because I do expect them to win the game. It's just I'm not gonna lay the 6.5. My first week betting USFL. That's my
Yeah. Houston, they fucked me last week. I took them. I was laying the points with Houston. I thought they were going to be good. They were leading 13-9 going into, I think, the third quarter or late second quarter. They wind up losing 29-13. Michigan went on like a 20-0 run. It was bad, but I like New Orleans. They got a nice win against Pittsburgh, 22-15. I backed them last week. And I just think they have a great defense. They only allowing 3 points. They 12 points with their defense. They got a punt return as well. They got some players in New Orleans. I'm gonna back the Breakers minus 5.5. I got it's now 6.5. I still like it if it's under a touchdown. But yeah, that's how I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go New Orleans Breakers minus 6.5. But I think you could tease it. Hold up. Let me see. I never actually try. Let me see
if you
right now.
could tease it, definitely tease them down.
No, you can't on
Can't
this book.
see.
Yeah. Only the NFL, I'm telling you.
They'll get there. They'll get there.
They'll get there one day. But yeah, anything under 6.5, I like. If it gets to 7.5, that's where I kind of buy back a little. But yeah, I'm gonna lay it with New Orleans. Let's go to the second game. Birmingham Stallions, Alabama Stallions hosting the Memphis Showboats. The Stallions laying 7 at home. Over under is at 44.5. Any play in this one?
Nah, I ended up staying away from it. It's just like I said, it's my first week in, so I'm not really trying to force anything. If anything, I'll lean Memphis +7. Gotta lean when you name the Showboats. You gotta expect something. So if anything, I'll lean the +7 deal, but I'm not. I ended up staying away from this game.
Yeah, no, I took the 7. I'll do it for you. They played a very competitive game week 1 against the Philadelphia Stars. They wound up losing by 4, 27-23. Their defense got cooked a little early, but in the second half, I think they kind of found their rhythm a little bit. But I like quarterback Brady White. He's made some big plays, some bad decisions earlier in the game, but he kind of settled into it in the second half as well. So, and as good as the Stallions defense was keeping, they played New Jersey last week out of the end zone. They showed signs, of stopping the run. The New Jersey Generals, they ran for 197 yards. So I think if Memphis could keep the ball and make enough stops, I think they could keep this one under a touchdown. So I like the Showboats here, +7. I even see some +7.5s out there. So I like that as well. Let's go to Sunday. New Jersey Generals on the road taking on the Pittsburgh Muellers. New Jersey -5.5 on the road. Over under is at 36.5. How do you like this one? You back in our home state?
Dude, I gotta lean the -5.5 with New Jersey. Stop playing. We the Generals. We're the Generals in Spanish.
Sir.
So gotta roll with Jersey in this one. Tough loss last week, Dill. So I'm gonna lean the -5.5. Not taking them officially, but -5.5 at -115 is tempting.
Yeah, I like it. I also like the under. It's the lowest total on the board. Our defense showed up. We only allowed 61. I'm saying we because I live here, but 61 passing yards, 29 rushing yards, and however they still lost. So I think Pittsburgh, they went up against a good defense last week. They were still able to score 2 touchdowns. They fumbled a lot though. I think this is a good get right back. I know in NFL, we really don't like to lay points on the road, but I just think this is a good spot for the Generals. I'm going to back our homeboys minus the 5.5 on the road to get back on the winning side. And then last game on the board, Philadelphia Stars hosting the Michigan Panthers. Philadelphia Stars -3 at home. Over under is at 46. How do you like this one, E?
Yeah, I ended up taking the over 46.5. Though I expect a shootout between Philadelphia and Michigan Panthers. I just feel like, both teams was in the high 20s last week. I expect a little more of the same. Hopefully both teams gets in the 30s. Though. Let's get a shootout on Sunday night.
Yeah, I agree. I love the over as well. I also laid the 3 with Philadelphia. Michigan, like I said, they pulled off a really good upset 29-13 over the Gomblers last week. And, their quarterback, Josh Love, he was fantastic. 18 for 20. He had 3 touchdowns. And the Panthers, 61 rushing yards. They got their running back from Stevie Scott, I think his name is. He also got a touchdown as well. But you're right. Philadelphia Stars, they're another team. Quarterback, Case Cooks, 20 for 29, 212 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also had 31 rushing yards. So I think both offenses could put up some points. I like the over, but ultimately, I do think Philadelphia at home, they win by a touchdown. So I like the over with you, and I also like Philadelphia Stars. Hopefully we have a good fucking week in the USFL, baby.
First 2 plays of USFL, baby. I got to go 2-0. I started XFL, a little
shaky,
around 500 and XFL. So your boy needs to be above 500 USFL.
I will say this before we get up out of here. I like the XFL and it's very entertaining, and they do have some cool rule changes. But the USFL is far better. The coaching, the talent.
USFL is like college, Like
I think it's practice squad. I think they're a little better than college. I don't want to disrespect them a little bit, but
no, they're good, bro.
They're good. I agree. I think they are good. And you saw it with PJ Walker. He showed out in the USFL, and then he got a job at the Carolina Panthers.
Look at the dude, Turbin, from the Cowboys, the kick returner.
Yeah,
he was a wide receiver MVP last season, and look, Cowboys ended up signing him.
So, hey, show out and you will get a chance because, injuries happen in the NFL. So, Elvis, great episode. Went a little longer than we expected, but that's all right. Any last words before we get up out of here, kid?
Yo, real quick.
Yeah.
Why these dudes from the Lions and Commanders are over here betting? Now they're suspended for 6 games, and 2 of them got cut, and the other 2 are for the year. Explain this to me, though.
Jameson Williamson, too. Very good. Well, they just drafted him. That's why I think they suspended him and they didn't cut him. The other guys were like, eh. So from what I understand, NFL players can bet on anything but football outside of the facility. That's including team rides, team hotels, obviously the locker room. So when you're at home, you can bet on MMA, golf, MLB, whatever you want. You just can't bet on the NFL. I honestly, if they're getting suspended, these people need to show their bet slips. I want to see what the fuck these guys are betting on, to be honest.
This is my thing. I think, like the Williams and another dude that got suspended for 6 games, they were just betting on NBA, MMA, something else at the team facility. And then the other dudes that either got cut or suspended for a year, I think they betted on NFL. That's my thing.
And you saw who was the guy who said I don't have a game. Oh, Calvin Ridley. He bet on NFL parlay inside the locker room, and I think that's why he was suspended for a year.
Mm-hmm. So I think the only reason they got suspended for 6 games because they were just betting, and then the other people they were betting on NFL games, and that's why they got a full year.
They got to chill, and I think the coaching staff and the player development need to do a better job explaining it to these players because clearly they don't understand.
Bro, you just see Calvin really get suspended for a year. He probably lost, I'm going to say at least $10 million. I think Calvin around $10 million. So I guarantee you right now, there's not one bet you're going to place that's going to win you $10 million, kid. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it, especially just when you go home. Do what you got to do. Just don't bet on the NFL. Bro, I think it's that simple.
If that's serious, call your mans. Be like, yo, I'm gonna sell you 5 bands. Yo, do this, and this. If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't. But that's it.
That's it. I mean,
and I'm calling you from a landline. Like like a pay
A
phone.
booth, yeah, like a payphone.
I'm calling you from IHOP. I'm like, yo, IHOP, let me use your phone real quick, and I'm gonna call you from there.
There's so many ways to get
Yeah, I'm
around it,
telling
but
you, bro.
they're stupid, I think. I think they're
Yeah,
stupid, and you can kinda see the good players from the bad players. The bad players got cut. The good players, they only got suspended. So,
they're invested in them.
yeah, they're invested in them. But it sucks that it was the Lions because the Lions, we had hope for them. They had a good season and they ended it on a high note. And it sucks for them. But yeah, that's gonna do it, Elvis. Thank you so much. That's gonna do it for this Saturday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsors, Viva Tequila, Prize Picks, Elvis, I am D-Rock. We'll see you guys in a few days. Make sure you guys follow us on our social media, Twitter and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, give a review. All that good stuff really helps the show grow. So be a friend, tell a friend, everyone. Have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.